everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Dr. Carmen Bryant. This is Redefining Yourself. This is a program where we're talking about overcoming narcissist abuse. And so thank you guys for all the new subscribers for joining me. Thank you guys for finding something valuable in what I have to say as we discuss awareness and help you through the process of healing when it comes to narcissist abuse. If you have not already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Dr. Carmen Bryant, Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. I also have a professional Facebook page, which is Psychological Health Consultants and Services. I'm going to be changing the name to Redefining Yourself, so you guys stay tuned to that. But you can hit the thumbs up so you know whenever I post videos, and also on the YouTube channel, hit the bell so you know whenever I upload videos, Tuesday through Friday, pre-recorded videos, and on Sunday, please join me. I come on live 8 to 9 o'clock p.m., which is on the West Coast side, the California side, and I leave it open for you guys to ask me for whatever question you'd like to ask me, and I'm on live, and I like to join you guys, and I love it when you join me and you interact. We interact with each other. So today I wanted to talk about addiction, the narcissist addiction, and so I went through some vocabulary to begin with, so be patient with me. So let's look at the etymology. The history and the etymology of addiction. So the term from the Latin addiction or addictio, a judging of disputed property, assignment of a debtor to the custody of his creditor. So think about it for a minute. Who's the creditor? The creditor would be the narcissist, right? The debtor would be you. And how do you become indebted to the narcissist or the creditor? Is because during the love bombing phase and the love bombing stage, a lot of them, may have, wooed you and purchased stuff for you. And they could have been broke using somebody else's credit card. Man, we were talking about the money the other day, using the primary source supply money. But, they're using this money in order to impress you, to pull you in. So they're using a lot of energy and they feel that you are indebted to them. Let's say they run out of money and later on they're trying to get something from you and you say no, and they say, so I hit a rough patch and now all of a sudden you don't want to do that, but yet I did all this. So when I had money, but they already knew that they were playing the game. They already knew that they were going to try to make you indebted to them. So they make you feel obligated and paying them back for all the things that they've done. So you have become a debtor to a self-imposed creditor. So let's look at what creditor is. Creditor is one to whom a debt is owed. And debtor is, now my computer's slow. Debtor is a state of being under obligation to pay or repay someone or something in return for something received. What did you receive? You received love bombing, you received attention, you received time, you received finances, whining, dining, movies, clothes, material possessions, anything to pull you in. You have now been obligated to the creditor. You are now a debtor to that narcissist. And so I wanted to get that out, and you're going to find out why. So let's talk about the stages of addiction. So I went to Live Science, and the writer is Miss Sarah G. Miller. She's a staff writer. And it's addiction changes brain biology in 3 stages. Now, wherever we go and we talk about the drug of choice, drugs or alcohol, we're going to put the narcissist in as a drug of choice, okay? And so she breaks down 3 main stages: binge and intoxication, withdrawal, and negative effect in preoccupation and anticipation. So the condition starts with intoxication. So Valkow said, and Valkow, who's Valkow? Okay, that was the author at the top that was quoted. People take a drug which makes them feel euphoric. How does the narcissist makes you feel euphoric? Remember, in the love bombing stage, all your emotions are wide open. You feel good, you feel euphoric, you're thinking about them, they just make you, that oxytocin, the dopamine, the serotonin, all that is, is that feel good, This is normally when they show their true colors. Most people always are in the stage of hope. I know what this person was like. I know when I met this person, this is how that was a facade. And you're constantly looking for that first high. You're constantly looking for that love bombing high that doesn't exist. that person never existed. It was fake. And so that euphoric feeling that you got, you constantly are chasing, looking for that love bombing. That's that intoxication, that euphoric feeling that you got, because that narcissist made you feel so good, made you feel like the man that no one has ever made you feel like the woman that no man has ever made you feel like, or however you do it. And so, but in people, intoxication can eventually lead to changes in the connectivity of the brain that make them feel very distressed when they don't have the drug in their body, or they don't have the narcissist. That's why they ghost you. That's why they give you the silent treatment, because they need those levels, that fuel level in you, that feel good level, to go low, where you literally start to feel cravings or withdrawal symptoms. So the second stage, she said, okay, so to get rid of the distressing feeling, a person craves more of the drug or more of the narcissist. And so what do? They begin to look for them. They begin to crave them. They begin to hunger for them. And it literally is a feeling in the body. So it says one of the most important functions of the human brain is to learn very rapidly how to get a person out of a distressful situation. It's how powerful your brain is. The brain works to protect you. And so, just like, the body works to protect you, meaning that a lot of people die of shock rather than the injury itself, because the body is working overtime in order to protect the body from the trauma. Well, the brain is like a giant shock absorber too. And so it finds ways, is brilliant. The brain is brilliant. It finds ways to overcompensate or compensate, which sometimes causes problems. And so the brain teaches the person how to get out of a stressful situation. And so, for example, if you're hungry, to get rid of that feeling, you eat, right? And so addiction works in a similar way. This is what she said, the author said. When someone is vulnerable to addiction and is repeatedly exposed to a drug or to the narcissist, because they're going to repeatedly expose you. They're like the biggest drug dealer. Drug dealers, if you've known a drug dealer or been one yourself, you got to expose them to that new drug to get them hooked on that new drug. And then what do? That person do anything to get that high, anything to get that drug. And so that narcissist exposes you to them at a price. There's a price tag on it. And so the person quickly learns that the state of distress that occurs when he or she is in withdrawal can be relieved by consuming more of the drug, the narcissist. So if I can just get you back, it doesn't matter how. I can trigger a Hoover. If I can get your attention, if you can cuss me out, if you can hit me one last time, anything, if I can just see your face, if I can hear your voice, I just need to get something. I got this craving, this withdrawal symptoms. I got to get that fix from that from that narcissist. So ultimately, intoxication and withdrawal initiates a feedback loop. So Valkow said, you get high, you feel great, you crash, you feel horrible, and your brain learns to get more of the drug, more of the narcissist, because you're looking for that love bombing. That's where that trauma bonding comes in. It's that the feel good, the love bombing. And if you don't give them what they want, they withdraw. They give you the silent treatment. They ghost you. They even get a new supply, flaunt them around you until that craving, and then you desire them so bad that you put down your standards. You even apologize for something you haven't done, all to get that narcissist back to you. But in addition to the changes in brain connectivity, that lead to stress and craving, changes only occur in the prefrontal cortex of the brain, where executive processes such as self-regulation and decision-making are carried out, according to the review. This is the third stage. These changes in the circuitry decreases a person's ability to resist strong urges and to follow through on decisions. For example, the author writes, so these brain changes may explain why people may sincerely desire to stop wanting to be with the narcissist, but simultaneously impulsive and unable to follow through on their resolve. So remember the cognitive dissonance that we talked about? They're not good for you, but that craving and the withdrawal, you crave them. And so the logic behind not being with them, they're bad for you, they're this, they've been like this the whole time, they abuse me, they're always with someone else, they're not real, this is happening. But that hope to go back to that love, I'm craving that love bombing, I'm craving that affection that they gave you, I'm craving that sex that just turned me on. I'm craving that, but logically it's not good for me because they're no good and they'll never change, but I just need it, I'm craving it. You see that cognitive dissonance? And so same way with drug and alcohol addictions. And so let's see here. So let's see. The stages of withdrawal and anticipations or cravings are very closely tied, she said. In many people, the symptoms of withdrawal would trigger cravings because the brain learns that withdrawal is very stressful. So the narcissist being out of your system, that you got it in your system. So when you got the drug in your system, they cussed you out, you saw them, they gave you some attention, they sent you an email, they sent you a tweet or a voice message or something. Okay, so they're hoovering me. So I'm getting something out of it. But when they ghost you and they're silent, they don't say anything, after a few hours or a few days, you crave them. And some of you go and trigger a hoover. So you trigger a hoover so to get any kind of attention from them so that you can get your high. So let's see. In some instances, people may skip the withdrawal phase and go right into the craving. So some of you that have been with these narcissists for a very, very long time, you may skip withdrawal and go straight into craving. You crave the narcissist. You crave them. It's in your system. The oxytocin levels, the dopamine, the serotonin levels are low, and you are now craving. The addiction is the same. Addiction to gambling, addiction to drugs and alcohol, addiction to a person, addiction to the narcissist. The narcissist is now your drug, and they work very hard to be your drug. They knew what they were doing. So let's see. Okay, I think I covered that. I didn't want to make it a super long video. I just wanted to talk to you guys about addiction. So now I just wanted you to understand the science of addictions. And so the science of addiction to drug and alcohol is the same science that's used to the addiction of the narcissist. If you can be addicted to pornography because it stimulates the feel good in your brain, the chemicals in your brain, it relieves stress, drugs, alcohol, gambling, pornography, sex, shopping, eating, smoking, they're all addictions, and it decreases the stress level in the brain. That's why a lot of people are addicted to food and are overweight. And the problem with losing weight is having to interrupt those addiction withdrawal, that whole feedback loop. Well, that's the same thing with a narcissist. In order to break the addiction that you have to that narcissist, you have to make up in your mind. And I think it was Todd B., who is one of the kings that is on this channel. He said that he was addicted to, I think it was heroin or meth. I'm not sure which one he said, but he said that it was a process too. It was a drug addiction. It's a process. But you have to make up, the recovery process is on you. If you get the information, you get the education, you can get the counseling, but it's up to you ultimately to recover. You have to make up in your mind that you want to recover from being in this relationship. You already see the narcissist has given you history. You have history. And not only do you have history, you got all the people on YouTube that let you know I've been through the exact same thing. I know what it feels like to go through withdrawal, the cravings, the addiction. And a lot of you are experiencing that. That's why a lot of you are talking about how much pain you're in. You're craving the narcissist. You're hoping that they hoover you. Just say one thing to me. You think about them. You dream about them. Do you know that when you go through the addiction process, people that have been in intensive inpatient or outpatient treatment, they have drug dreams. They have drug and alcohol. They have drug dreams. And so some of you are having drug dreams. You're having narcissist dreams. You're having cravings. Your mind is so focused on the things that you think were good things about them and how they made you feel. You go back to the love bombing, to a place that never existed. All that was fake. And you go back to that fake area, that illusion, that illusion that they created. And your mind is so bent on, but it was real. It was never real. Nothing about the narcissist is real, but it was so real. It felt so good. It felt when it was good, it was good. And when it was bad, it was bad. It was always bad. It was never real. And that's where you got addicted to that narcissist. And they did it, and they did it for a long time, and they love bombed you where they knew that you had you hooked. That drug dealer made sure you were hooked on that drug. And when you were hooked on that drug, you'll do anything to get that drug. And some of you are hooked on the narcissist, and you're going through a detox stage. You have to go through the detox stage. The detoxification is very hard. There are people that, as you know, that are hooked on heroin, and they have to go through the methadone or the Suboxone, but they have to go through a medical detox or they can die. And so they have to be medically detoxed off of the heroin and be given medication like methadone and or Suboxone, I think it's called Suboxone, to get them off of that drug, to help them with the cravings, because those cravings can kill them. Even alcohol, if you've been addicted to alcohol for a long, long time, it's messed up the chemicals in your brain, you can actually die, and the anxiety that goes along with it, even cigarettes, the anxiety that goes with the cravings. That's why a lot of times, there's a whole lot of other medication now, but Wellbutrin was one of the medications that they gave for anxiety and withdrawal, so that the anxiety was decreased during the withdrawal times. And so you get that medicine in your system and set a date for when you stop smoking, so that you wouldn't feel the anxiety of the withdrawals, because it's coming out of your system. The nicotine is leaving your system. The heroin is leaving your system. The meth or whatever drug of choice that you have, whether it's pills or whatever, is leaving out of your system. And so your body is having a physiological reaction to the withdrawals. Your body is responding to it. Your brain is responding. Your emotions are responding. And most people that are addicted to drugs and alcohol are people that have been traumatized or have been through something in their life. Some people have been predisposed to addictions because it runs in the family, so they've been predisposed. And then people usually, when I get people in my office that are addicted to drugs and alcohol, I know there's trauma in their life. And what they're doing is they're self-medicating so they don't have to feel the emotions. They don't have to feel the pain of what they've been through in their life. And normally I can find post-traumatic stress, major depressive disorder, and other things going on in their life. And a lot of them have been traumatized. And so they self-medicate. Well, think about it. The narcissist has become your drug. You have self-medicated. Now you need to get the counseling to find out the root of the problem. And a lot of time the root of the problem is not the narcissist. The root of the problem is family history of trauma or family history of something. And the narcissist became your drug because they made you feel good about yourself. They made you feel good and made you forget about everything that you've ever been through. That's the best feeling you've ever had. But it was not a real feeling. Just like heroin and dope is not a real feeling. It's a temporary high that can kill you. And a narcissist high can kill you. Either you're going to kill yourself or they'll kill you. They don't mind till death do us part. Even to a point where they'll kill you. The ultimate sacrifice to them is if you die. You kill yourself. Look how powerful I am that I'm able to make her or make him do this. And so hopefully this has helped you today, and it gave you some information, some education about addictions and the addictions to a person, the narcissist addiction. So hopefully this has helped you today. Please leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know how this has helped you. Thank you guys so much, and I will be back on Sunday. Remember, tune in between 8 and 9 o'clock p.m. If I get out earlier, I'll be able to come on a little earlier. I do have some prior obligations that I'm committed to, and so I usually come on between 8 and 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, which is West Coast time, okay? And so I know in 3 to 6 to 4 hours, those that are in Australia, Germany, Canada, UK, to my UK family, I'm telling you guys I'm coming. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for supporting me. You guys are great. You guys are awesome. You guys are the greatest people that I've ever had the opportunity to give information to. You guys are some great people. And you guys go and be great. Just like my friend always says, go be great.